Hi, and welcome back to the Hole in the Head Moto Storytime Podcast. I'm Andy, and I have a lot of old motorcycles. This season of the podcast is an evolving conversation with one of my closest friends that ultimately results in a ridiculous endeavor. And this week's episode is a big one. It starts with a slightly annoyed Blaine being unconvinced and frankly a tad grumpy about my tardiness to our scheduled chat. I like this recording, not only because he's just so fussy, but when we push on and get to the serendipitous result of my absurd decision-making, all is suddenly forgiven. So let's hear it. Season 2, Episode 4 of the Hole in the Head Moto Storytime Podcast. In this episode, a pandemic purchase, the need for a buddy bike, the universe is powerful, and a buried lead.
Okay, that's situation number one. Situation number two is you're on site looking at something that you might like to purchase or that's wonderful mechanically, or you're having a conversation with somebody who's a real motorhead and you find it more stimulating than my conversation. That's acceptable. So 2 reasons you can be late for the show. Or 3 would be if you found an artisan cinnamon roll or a very special donut, or a particular snack that is just life-changing. Those are reasons to postpone the show. So let me ask you, are any of those valid in this case?
Let me just tell you how dirty my car is and was. It was really important that I get the car washed today.
You're at the car wash.
No.
You're at the car wash. Well, listen. Well, let me just ask you this. That could be a 4th reason, depending on what car it is you're washing.
Yeah. No.
What were you?
I was not washing a car. Pardon me. I had to wolf down my lunch. I'm sorry, because it's important to me to be here with and for you in this time that we've set aside, knowing that if I were to be late, there are only a few key reasons.
There's only a few good reasons
that would be acceptable. Thank you for
outlining. Is there one that I haven't thought of?
Last night, we're
going to go back to last night.
Yeah, all the way back.
Okay.
So, pandemic, right?
Yeah.
And we've covered that there's very little on Craigslist for myriad reasons.
A dearth, yes.
And I figured out that, Scholar of the Year, that if you go to motorcycle parts, people are likely to post their motorcycles there because they don't want to pay the $5 listing, and their whatever is probably a pile of parts.
Okay.
So I have a static search of Guzzi and Ducati and et cetera, et cetera. And last night I just happened to look and found
a Moto Guzzi 850T.
A Moto Guzzi 850. It's a T3.
Okay.
And I thought, well, okay, now is not the time to throw money at things. Certainly not expensive things that are going to need more money in return. And this particular ad, I sent it to you.
Yes.
And it's
$790.
Well, I sent you the one that was cheaper. It was $800. Well, no, it was $800, and the one I sent you was $708.
$708.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I emailed. Of course, there wasn't a number, and so all the things that are going against me right now are I don't want to spend the money. Room, time, space, and money. Right.
Right.
I have time, but not a lot of expendable money and not a lot of room. And so I just emailed him because, of course, there's no number. And within 5 minutes, he replied.
So were you at this guy's house looking at this?
No.
And it's because he's found something better.
Nope.
Okay.
So I said, hey, man, interested in the Guzzi project, blah, blah, blah. Call me tomorrow. Okay. 9 a.m. he calls me.
Okay.
Just straightforward. He got
that never happens. Nobody ever calls you back on these deals.
I know. This never happens.
Because in your mind, you're thinking, this is going to be a $500 bike. This guy's desperate, right? You're thinking about lowballing the guy, right?
Oh, well, yeah. Well, to be fair, that's a $500 bike. What I'm looking at is a $500 bike. And it's my $500 bike.
Right.
You know what I mean? If this were a Le Mans, then it'd be, $2,000 in its condition that somebody would probably pay. Right. So he calls me back, which is crazy. And, turns over, but the rear wheel locks up, whatever. And I said, let me see what I can do. I may be able to get down there later. And he says, well, it's still in the back of his truck. So it's probably easier if he just loads the parts in the back and brings it over.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me get a cup of coffee and have a think. and I had a thunk, and then I realized that you remember my cousin that's getting that BMW?
Yes.
Well, she needs to practice, right? So she's going to take my little Montesa, the Coda, and go bomb around in the country on that for a few weeks, months, whatever, indefinite loan.
Okay.
Right? Till she gets better at it. And so then
okay.
I
wasn't aware that you had a Montesa. Congratulations! I'm glad you picked that up. I can't wait to hear the story.
Well, that's the whole other story. That's Alabama.
Okay.
So I sent this upstairs. Sent a text to my wife. Said, "Hey, I'm gonna go get this tomorrow. What do you think?" And she said, "Yeah, haha, you're joking. Pandemic." And then she said, "One in, one out."
Okay.
And I said, "Oh, apparently we have a policy that is one in, one out."
Which is the crack, right? That's the opening crack, because
crack.
You can negotiate out of that easy.
What she didn't say was, "Are you serious?" Or
right.
Like,
"You're killing
dinner's
me,
ready. Shut the fuck up. Dinner's ready." Whatever.
Right.
She said one in, one out, and I said, "Well,
okay, because you can lie about that all day."
But see, the thing, I don't want to lie. I don't want to lie.
I know, but you have, and you will. Because she doesn't have a real clear idea about what you have in your garage storage unit.
Well, so I try to be an open book about that. So then I said, "Hey, we're letting Anita borrow the dirt bike."
Yeah, there you go.
That's
the one out.
Hey, man, the universe. It's been a rough few months. I'm not okay. Like, I got great problems. You know what I'm saying? I need a treat. Oh, I've had such a rough time. But it's been kind of a stressful few months. You know what I mean?
You got to practice some self-love.
I'm practicing a little self-love. I'm worth it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I said, again, it's the money. Okay, the space, check. Money,
okay.
So I called the guy back and
he's going to bring it over in the back of the truck.
He said, "Hey, man, I'll just bring it over." And I said, "Okay, well, knowing that, what's the best you could do on it?" I mean, to be fair, if you're saying that the rear wheel's locked up, it's transmission, whatever.
Yeah.
I said, what's the best you can do for you? He said, "Well, I need to get 600. Okay, fuck it, bring it over. So I go meet the guy. He brings it over to the shop. We get it out of the back of the truck. It is a $500 bike. I give him $6 just because it's.
Well, he brought it to you.
He brought it to me. We didn't shake hands either. That was weird. This is actually also the first Craigslist purchase I've made in a pandemic.
Okay.
I didn't know what to do. Like, I didn't even know if we were supposed to be like, "Can you come? Are you supposed to be here?
Right.
Do I need to wear a mask?" Like,
yeah. Hey, listen, I'm looking at you through binoculars. Drop it off, chain it to that pole.
Yeah.
Down at the end of the street, and then look in the box next to it. There's your money.
Yeah. We didn't shake hands. We kind of elbow bumped.
Yeah.
And like that felt weird to me, but whatever.
So is that the reason? So is that the reason why you were late?
So that's the reason I was late. I'm so sorry.
You were unloading the 850.
I was literally unloading. Yes. When you called me back, I was pushing it into the garage because the rear wheel does lock up. It can't find neutral.
So then you were able to rush from there to your home studio.
Stopping at the hamburger place.
To get a hamburger place and some garlic fries.
To be fair, I did stop for a hamburger.
All right, that's fine.
But I also got ones for the girls because...
I don't care a bit about that. I was waiting here, and I didn't get anything.
Well, so...
But you got... But technically, this qualifies.
Yes.
Because you were...
That's why I wasn't worried.
You were swinging a deal.
Yes.
Okay. But now I wanted to talk to you before you bought this because you may have purchased the wrong motorcycle.
I'm pretty sure I did, but for $600,
yeah,
I can breathe on it and get my money back later.
Yeah, because here's the dilemma when you look at something like that, and I do this all the time too. Is that one? Well, let me ask you this: when you see a pile of parts like that, and you think, "Oh, I want that," what's the thing that you picture that tells you that's worth it? Is it you riding it when it's done? Is it sometimes I get excited because I'll look at something and think, "Oh, I know what color to paint that, so I'm going to buy it," because I know, or sometimes I want to buy something because they'll say, "Oh, the rear wheel locks up," and I'll think, "Oh, I know that. That's a shear pin in the rear differential. So you just type that back in. That happens all the time." So sometimes I buy something just because I know how to fix it.
Yep.
Right. So what's the first thing when the Moto Guzzi showed up? Was the first thing, "Oh, this is me and my nice. I'm going to wear my nice Italian shoes," which I can see you got a few on the rack back there, and you're going to ride it out to get a cop. I mean, what is the thing that said, "I'll get the Moto Guzzi"?
I have not dived into big twin Guzzi in the engine necessarily.
Can you say dived? Can you say
dove?
Doven?
I've divin.
You've divin?
I have not divin. into a big twin Moto Guzzi.
Okay.
You know, I've rebuilt, and by the way, I mean rebuilt. Literally, cases open, every part away from each other. The Ducati singles.
Okay.
Right. So, from that perspective, I feel better tackling a big engine project, but you know, at the end of the day, I don't want to rebuild a 6-cylinder Fiat engine.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm just not interested in it. But I've worked on the other Guzzis that I have enough to know.
A 6-cylinder Fiat engine is very rare. 4-cylinder nothing, but a 6-cylinder Fiat.
You're right. Shut up. I'm sorry. I'm so excited. I'm such a crack eye about this Guzzi.
Well, because I just went 6-cylinder Fiat. What 6-cylinder Fiat do you have?
Yeah, sorry, 4-cylinder Fiat. Even 4 is too many.
Go ahead.
So so there's it's a challenge.
So it's a challenge
that I haven't done before.
It was cheap. You saw yourself being motor apart guy, enjoying a nice coffee, making motor parts fit together, and feeling very artistic.
There's gonna be basically I haven't bought a bike in this condition in a long time. Like the BMW, maybe.
Right.
You know what I mean? Where
so
it's like,
so now you mentioned that. So this is why you may have purchased the wrong motorcycle.
Okay.
I don't know.
What do you got?
But because here it is, Moto Guzzi 850T. When it's up and running in some form, right, whatever you bring it to. I don't know if you're going to restore it or if it's just going to be a rat rider or whatever. But whenever it's ready to go to your whatever your goal is, you're going to slide that thing out and go down the street with it. And the experience that you're going to have riding the 850 is so similar to what your BMW already does. Are you going to feel like I've got this ultimate redundancy because it doesn't do anything it's a big torquey V-twin, kind of heavy, low center of gravity, kind of a mile eater. Between the two, have you duplicated yourself?
No,
here?
I don't think I have.
No?
I don't think I have at all. No.
How different is a running 850 different from an R90? What do you think is different?
Well, I don't know because to be fair, I haven't ridden an R90.
Okay, what's your BMW?
750 R75.
Okay. R75.
So, sorry, that's pedantic. Yeah, I've ridden an R100, but to your point, an R90 equivalents, apples to apples. So I haven't ridden an 850 Guzzi. My 750 Guzzi is very comparable, I'm sure, but it's super slow and it doesn't mind taking its time. It's blah, 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 blah.
Yeah,
I don't mind. It's great. I am fully aware that this isn't going to be like a race bike. You know what I mean? Like it is a tractor, right? I think that if they could ride the exact same, the Beamer in this one. I don't think they will. And
they will.
I don't think it'll be redundant in terms of
if you buy 2 pairs of the same shoes, you think one pair is going to be different than the other?
Yes. Let me tell you why. Because I
go ahead.
literally have 2 pairs of the same shoes.
Yeah. I'm not a bit surprised.
Yeah, there's just a different color or something.
I'm sure Moto Guzzi people and BMW people right now are thinking, there's no way you can put those 2 in the same class.
Why would you put because I don't. Why would you put those in the same class?
Well, at the ultimate, I mean, the Guzzi, the character's different. It's torqueier, lower. It signs off a little quicker. The BMW, you can rev it mildly higher. I mean, but in the end, you're clunking a big tractor transmission through the gears with a pleasing, V-twin motor in front of it. And at one point, if I had too many bikes and I had to decide between my R75 or in your case, your R75 and the Guzzi 850, they do almost similar things, right?
Yeah, but for $600 bucks, that's fine.
But here's what I haven't seen your R75 in years, but here's what I know: it needs work.
Oh no, it's fine. It's totally fine. Yeah,
and every now and then you got to ask yourself: should I just put 600 into the R75 and make it ready to cross the nation, or let me have my R75 that I probably won't make it home with, or that's missing some pieces, it does this, but then I'm going to get a Guzzi and work on it and bring it to that equal level of incompleteness. And I'm going to have several incomplete bikes. And you're going to be that guy when you say, hey, does that thing run? And you got the story. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to, and I'm going to put this in this. But really, it's just parking in your spaces.
Don't yuck my yum. Don't yuck my yum.
All right. Am I close on this? Is this a consideration?
No, not really. To be fair, the BMW is totally fine. If I got to be somewhere, it's the BMW. It's fine. The only thing that
I've said, hey, you got to meet me in Idaho as fast as possible.
Yeah, the BMW would be what I would take, or the Elephant, to be fair, because it's just bigger. But yeah, the BMW I feel perfectly comfortable on.
Right. Does it have a seat or like a towel stretched over some foam?
No, it's got a brand new seat. The BMW is actually the best looking bike I own.
Okay, and it's turnkey.
Yeah, it's good to go.
No, I mean seriously. So does it need a battery?
No, it literally is good to go.
Are the tires bald?
In this episode,
are the tires bald?
No, it's got brand new. Well,
does it need a choke cable?
So it's got Metzler's that I bought new old stock, slightly old stock. But you know, they could be refreshed. It could use a clutch plate. I mean, but like, or you know, new clutch rebuild. But it's not slipping. It's just if I've ridden it all day, then it'll start to slip a little. But who gives a shit?
Yeah, like somewhere around Coeur d'Alene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll just fix it.
Yeah, but you'll be happy because even though you'll be hitchhiking home with that or leaving it in the storage unit hitchhiking home, at least you have that Guzzi sitting in the garage.
Yeah, and then I got something to do. Yeah, I'm gonna be bored. So this Guzzi's gonna be this is like a put it in the back of the back of the row and just one of these days kind of thing because it's gonna take some taking. I've never stripped down, meaning all the way down, engine out. Well, it's not. I mean, the CB 750 is a beast.
Well, does it need it? Do you need to go all the way through it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I know the final drive is there's something in there. I mean, there's something in there that may or may not need to be, but I think that's catching some of the splines. But I just don't know. It's more than just polish it up, put a battery in it. Put it that way.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Right. Well, I do like to. I looked up pictures of it right away, and I do like it. And I mean, I can see where it fits because there's this other category that I have. Because I have imaginary friends, I don't really have any friends because I don't.
It's because you keep yucking their yums, maybe.
Yeah, I know. I know. Well, I have a mild social disorder, and so that there are people that I like, not that many, and then even the people that I like, sometimes I don't like to be around them. So I have, that's why I live where I live and do what I do. So I have a little bit of a thing where I like to be left alone, which can create a little bit of a problem. So, but every now and then when I'm in my fantasy life, I think I will get this so that Andy can ride it when he comes. I have this thing that says that because I'm enough of a loner and I don't have people in my family that, that ride or that have an interest in these things. My only other excuse that I can play is that, well, I should get a buddy bike. And my latest one is that, I'm old enough now that I probably shouldn't go out, just exploring all by myself on dirt roads far away from the house. Right? I mean, I could, a guy like me can fall over and wham, that's just dies of exposure out there, right?
Like me, yeah.
So in my mind, I think, well, then the next justification for getting a duplicate bike would be in case a buddy shows up.
Yeah, that's why I have the Ambassador. That is literally why I've kept the Ambassador. Just in case.
So if I come up to Seattle at some point and, I fly in and, and I call you up and I've got a recommendation for a great cinnamon roll, artisan cinnamon roll somewhere, and then I could take your Ambassador. So then it makes sense that you have it, right?
That's my whole logic.
No, I have a Transalp like that. I don't really, I'm not really a big.
Right.
I've kind of always liked a Transalp, an early one, but never really would aspire to get one. But the universe handed me 2 Transalps in a pile for $200.
Yeah. See,
so you got to get that.
Yeah.
So I got that and I put it together and, kind of made it into a runner and now I keep it. And now in my mind, that's my buddy bike.
You have extra. Yeah. So you're not worried about doubling up.
Yeah. But the other issue is that, I have enough of a social disorder in this regard, or a detachment syndrome. I've been told, I can detach from people because I've considered, murdering you for your Guzzi. Or for your Marini. So obviously I value things more than people, but the funny thing about me having buddy bikes is that I would be very happy to loan it to somebody and go riding with it. And then after they're gone, I'd be so pissed because they broke stuff or took, or whatever. I'd just be, oh my God, I can't believe it's my job to clean up after these people. Everybody knows you don't do that, then I'd say, I'm not going to do buddy bikes anymore.
Okay.
Unless, of course, it justifies purchasing one that I might want. You ever have buddy bikes, by the way?
Do I have buddy bikes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the Ambassador. I've got the Montesa and the Bull Taco. I mean, one's twice as big as the other, but just in case.
Okay. Has anybody ever roughed him up? I mean, have you ever had a bad experience with a buddy bike?
We'll see, because my first sort of real buddy bike long-term thing will be this letting my cousin borrow the little bike.
Yeah.
Now the beauty of it is that, or the good and bad is that she's family, but she's extended family. So it's family, and they're like, oh, we'll do whatever we want to, and Andy won't mind. But she's extended family, so she still is sort of obligated to not piss me off. You know what I mean? Like she's an in-law. So
well, you wonder. Sometimes I worry about people who borrow stuff if they understand the code, and like little things. Obviously, I paint almost everything. All right, I put something on everything I have to make it look a little bit better. Mm-hmm. Okay, and so when someone then takes that off, I figured they owe me for that, right? So if I borrowed your Montesa and you had just painted it, and it's probably done with a spray can, I mean, I wouldn't care. But nonetheless, if I scraped it up, it seems like I kind of need to bring it back unscraped or cover the scrapage problem. I hate that awkward thing where someone says, well, yeah, I did this to it. Or I have to say, I don't see the shifter on there anymore, Oh, yeah, that happened. It's like, yeah, that happened. And
so what's next?
What do buddies do when they break your bike? And that's a really awkward place to be with somebody. So the truth is, I don't want to have buddy bikes. I don't like that discussion.
I feel like you're having a lot of self-discovery in this, and I'm glad to help you with it.
Well,
okay. So let's pivot, because I have something.
Okay.
And it's related, and it's not a stretch. It's just a shift in subject. I forgot how it came up, but we were talking about bikes, this guy and I, after we dropped off the Guzzi. Italian bikes for some odd reason, just talking about what else I had. And a Marini came up. He said, oh, do you like your Marini? And I said, yeah, it's great. He says, you want another one?
Oh, no, Andy.
I said, no, I'm good. And then he left. I said, maybe. Maybe, and by maybe I mean, yeah, what do you got? What do you tell me more? Apparently a friend of his has a Moto Marini 3.5.
Oh, Andy.
So,
I know what's going to happen. Just so you know.
I'm going to buy it.
I know you're going to get it, and you're going to have two.
Yeah. And so he said he called the guy, and he wants more than I'll pay for it, but it is in a state that is as good as or better, probably, and the or better side than mine is.
Well, don't Andy,
turnkey.
What's he want? How much is he asking for it? That's more than you're going to pay.
So the guy that the guy that owns it,
the number, Andy.
Yeah, he told him a number because there's just some dude, me. So the number
What's the some dude number? What's the some dude number?
$3,000.
Okay, and what do you need to get it for?
I'm not interested in for $3,000.
Okay.
I would say $2K would be like the me stepping up price, but I already have one.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Listen, but if you're looking at a BMW if you're looking at that challenge for
right
4, dude,
right.
Like life goal versus spur of the moment. You've already set aside a budget of $4,500 minus your with your 500
let me ask you,
pistol.
What is your purpose in telling me this?
Because I found something for you. I found you a lifeline, and now this is a moment where I'm like,
and now you're going to hold me up.
Hey,
I know. No, you didn't find me a lifeline. You found a leverage point. You found a place that you can cause me great misery, and you're going to do as much as you possibly can.
Well, it's an opportunity for us to say.
That's why I want to kill you. That's why everybody wants to kill you.
Hey, you remember that time we said, geography and location doesn't matter, and I'd spend $5K for.
Where is it? Where is it?
It's here. It's here in Seattle. Let's
How much?
I'd only charge you a little bit to store it.
How much pain are you going to inflict on me? Just tell me now.
I just want you to be informed.
No, you don't. You want me to suffer. You want me to absolutely suffer because I'm right now. I've just put my Discover card. I took it out of my pocket, out of my wallet, and put it in my front pocket because I'm going to go out and put 2 straps in the back of my pickup, and I'm going to start driving there right now. Right now.
I have a place.
But I know what'll happen is that I'll just be uncomfortable distance away from home, and you're going to say, "Oh yeah, the guy sold it to somebody else."
So he's not.
And then 8 months from now, I'm going to see it in the back of your garage.
He's not interested in taking a bath on it. He's not. He says if he doesn't sell it, that's fine. He hadn't even listed it yet. He's just mentioned it to this guy that he wants to sell it, and I'm looking at it.
Yeah, and you know, I love the way you say it. I'm looking at it because you know I'm not looking at it.
Yeah, I know, and that's why I
You
haven't
didn't
shown
send
it to
me
you.
the picture of it, and now you want to describe it, and you want to just
Let me
kinda,
send you a picture.
just can you just
Hey.
say anything more titillating about it while I'm sitting here?
Yeah. So, well, I haven't sent you the picture because there's not much to speak about it in an audio format, right? So I've sent you the picture. I sent you the picture. Hey, if you want it, I will go get it.
What else, Andy? You're not going to let me have it that easily.
Nothing else.
No, I know
no.
you want tears from me.
So, okay.
Besides, you already did your 1 in, 1 out. You spent you used your coupon.
I can't. I've already spent my coupon. So I can't take on. I can't take it on. I'm not interested in it at that price, right? Like, you know, at a certain point maybe, but I already have my Marini.
Yes, I know.
And
I
to
know.
add to
Yeah,
it,
don't forget to bring that up.
Yeah.
And you got it for a third of that price. I know that.
It was more than that, but yeah. So basically, you know, if you want to, there's the thing. It's a chance to put money where mouth is. So
right.
we'll noodle on that.
Well, we don't need to noodle on that. I'm going to just give you the answer right now.
Yeah.
To go get it for whatever you can get it for.
I can't get it.
But can you work the deal for me since you're there?
Yeah, if you want it, I will happily broker it for you.
Can you go see it and then negotiate on it?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to wire you $3,000.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And you know, do what you can do to beat that, because I'm going to have to come up and get it or whatever. So, but let's get it.
Okay. Well, I think we have a first. We certainly have a first for this.
Does it have any gauges on it?
I have. That is literally all the information that I have.
Yeah.
I'm sharing a lead with you. I will follow it up.
See, I guess it doesn't matter to me if it doesn't have anything else on it. But anyway, let's see if let's get down to whatever best price is, and then let's get it.
Okay.
Okay, and then what I would ask you is that, can it live in your garage until I get there?
Or
are you out of space?
No. Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's totally fine.
Well, then let me ask you this. Because
can I ride it around the block?
If you give a mouse a cookie, hey, are you driving to Texas this year for Christmas?
Potentially. So the trouble is, my trailer is in Oklahoma. By the way, I'm sure this is riveting in the podcast format.
All right. Okay, let's punt. We're close to a deal. So just to review, you will negotiate for me. I'll go all the way to 3 if we have to get it.
Yeah.
But get it for less, and don't lie to me. Okay, please.
Yeah.
And then if you get it, would you park it in your? Well, I guess there's a number of things.
I will ride it around the block.
I was going to say, would you not ride it? Would you not take anything off of it that fits on yours?
I won't touch it.
Would you please?
I will put a cover over it, and it will stay dormant until you see it.
I don't want you to ride it, Andy.
I won't put gas in it. I will kick it over when I'm there.
Okay.
To make sure that it runs.
All right.
But I can, and I'm going to put a little buffer in there. But I will 88% guarantee you that I will not ride it, touch it, sit on it and let it run. I won't do any of that. I got 88% that I won't do that.
88%.
88.
I can't. All right, let's go ahead and move on. But I know I'll be highly entertained about what the 12%.
Yeah. What's going to happen is
what's the story of why the 12% is like?
It's going to get a burnt valve.
There's this Italian bike night, and I met this guy, and I want to take my Marini, and I just thought maybe what I'm going to do is
I needed a buddy bike.
I won't let him ride yours. I'll ride yours, and he'll ride mine, and then we want to go over to this thing, and then it's going to come back, beat the shit because you guys got to drinking.
No way. Yeah. I will document it. I will be professional.
Okay.
But if you're, let's do it. All right, let's do that.
All right, I'm lightheaded.
I'm so excited for you.
Oh my gosh!
This is like 2 bikes that I would have brokered. 3 if I include myself. This is 3 bikes that I would have brokered this week.
I know, and Andy, I may not have to kill you after all.
there's hope for you. If I do bring it to you, I will absolutely have to bring mine as well.
Well, yes, because I want to.
I mean?
Actually, well, of course, but also because I want pictures of these both as you get them, because I don't want to see any of the shit.
Oh, extra parts, yeah. Well, he had the bubble seat, but
it looks so good on here. It doesn't really go with this one. It's not the right year.
You don't want it. That headlight was just too big. So, and so here's the beauty of it. We're gonna zoom out a little bit more. Is that the universe made this call?
Yes.
Okay, because what's happened?
Look at what's happened.
Because
it's not only been fulfilling to you, you've now spilled over and added goodness to other people's lives.
So you're welcome. But like, okay, so there was.
Yes, I am welcome, Andy.
I'm feeling a little bit like, oh my God, I'm a burden on my family with all my motorcycles and. You know what I mean? All this.
No, there's other reasons you burden your family, true. Andy. Don't limit it to motorcycles.
I want a new, I want this thing, or whatever I want, and like it's been a stressful, blah blah blah. But these hurdles are in the way. Those hurdles have been removed.
I'm sort of lightly listening to what you're saying because I think it's really all about me. Because look at this, Andy. I might get that Marini.
Are you?
I don't have to kill you.
So the universe.
You go ahead.
This is what I'm talking about.
Keep entertaining our audience. You just go ahead with that. I want to, but I do believe everything that you said. But I just believed it in terms of me.
Sure.
It's like, look at that. I said I wouldn't kill you. Well, I wanted to kill you for your Marini, but I don't.
The universe provided.
But if it was, there was an option for me. So that means that the universe prefers you to live as well as me having a Guzzi or a Marini. How abundant is that?
Yeah, well, it's to be determined because the universe may just want me to have two. You know what I mean?
That's true.
And you to be like, oh, I'll be there later.
Well, no, that's what you want.
I'm not home.
No, that's what you want. That's what you want. That may not be what the universe wants.
Because you want to come up this weekend? Oh, we're going to the Tulip Festival. So all that to say, it happened pretty easy. Whatever.
Let's start messing with all this goodness in the universe that's available to us. Let's get some other shit.
You don't want to squander it.
What else? Put a fleece out there right now. Go ahead. What else? What's next?
What about what?
I don't know about what the universe. Since the universe is infinitely powerful.
No, I don't want to press my luck.
No, listen. Oprah says you can do that.
So I think it came with enough parts that I could either We've beaten this Guzzi dead horse, by the way. But it came with enough parts that I could at least recoup most of the money that I'm out.
This is such a sick. Yeah, this is how addicts justify.
Yes.
Everything, right?
Yeah.
Because we think we can square up. What's funny is that there have been times. This is actually a whole nother topic, but there have been times that I have absolutely killed it selling parts. I mean, just obviously, there are times I just raked it in, and there are times that I was lucky to get rid of the shit. But in my mind, I hold on to my recollection is that I make money on parts.
Yeah. And
so to me, that's one of those other, when you're starting to back up reasonings why you can get something. Oh, I'll eBay it. Hey, half that pile's worth.
You'll never eBay it.
And the truth is that half of the stuff will sell on eBay, and the other half of the stuff nobody will ever buy.
Yeah.
I started out selling a barn full of Jaguar parts on eBay 10 years ago, and I put up the first few lots and made enough just to make me laugh off these Jaguar parts. And then I still have, 75% of them left, right? And I'm thinking, look at how smart I am. Well, what I'd done, I'd sold the cream of the crop stuff off the top.
Yeah,
all the other stuff, I'm trying to explain to people. No, you realize that this is the only ones that are appropriate for the 1954 XK. This is the only. I have it. I'm trying to, and people going, it's worth nothing. I go, no, it is. And then fast forward, when I moved, I took probably 60% of that parts haul. I sold the top 40% off. I couldn't give away the rest of it. Andy, I put it on a scrap trailer and I took it to a place in Stockton that came down with a big magnet, and it picked up 4 Jaguar engines, several transmissions, tons of body parts, chrome, everything, and it just picked it all up and it moved it off my trailer, and I got $140 for it. That's how that ended.
Well, so economically, it was fine. It's great.
Yes. But I felt like I threw away museum pieces.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get anybody interested in that.
Yeah. So. Well, there's something to be said about, those guys who have in that case, the space or the second building or whatever to just hold on to that shit.
Yeah.
Because I know this guy in Houston that I met with the Ducatis, he's just got buildings full of stuff, buildings he hadn't been in years, and they just sit there because he knows that one day he's going to use it or somebody's going to need it, like some dipshit like me is going to drive through and needs it. So, but I don't want to be that guy.
Well, that's kind of the pay it forward part, that I wish I would have done with that stuff. Or on occasion, it's like once I've made my money off the cream, and once I'm square with where I am, it's like the rest of it is just too good to throw away.
Just give it away.
But then you have to make scrap out of it. Yeah, it's like really, I would have felt so much better if someone would have or if I could have been able to, hold on to it and move it and save it, and then just give it away.
Last year's swap meet, I just started giving things away. And, I gave away a BMW seat and, like, Wixom ferret. It's like, I don't, the guy's like, what do you want for it? And I'm like, I don't know, give me $20.
Yeah.
And he's like, I said, well, then just fucking take it.
Yeah.
I don't care. Like, $20 I thought was a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
And you're balking at that because it's a swap meet and you're supposed to hem and haw. So, yeah, as long as it goes to a good home, I don't mind. It's not like I'm, and probably self-fulfilling prophecy. Like, I'm not going to get rich selling, the small batch of Italian motorcycle parts that I have, or any motorcycle parts, right? Like,
right.
I probably should do it on eBay. My wife will go to TJ Maxx and buy like a candle holder that's on sale or less than or whatever, and then turn around and flip it on eBay and make $30. Yep. But I can't be bothered to do. You know what I mean? The thousands of dollars that I'm sure I've got held up in the fucking shop. I can't be bothered to do that. I'd rather just give it to somebody. Anyway.
I've had that whole situation with eBay on occasion. I have a problem liking people anyway. I don't know if I mentioned that.
We talked about this.
The thing that soured me from doing big lots on eBay is that certain times, people just see what you have and they know they need it and they want it and they're just happy that someone made it available. That's the goodness of it.
Yeah.
The worst part of it is the BMW asshole who says, I see you have this side reflector that goes on the front of the forks, the little reflector thing there.
Yeah.
In your description, it didn't mention the fact that, on the back side that there's a little bit of a dog ear there. And I would have thought that you would have mentioned that, It's like, I don't know. It's off of a 40-year-old motorcycle. I found it at the bottom of a box of motor parts. It's amazing that it's even, that it's not, ruined already.
And you paid $10.
Yeah, and you paid $10 for it, and now you want to see if you can return it to me.
Yeah.
But anyway, it doesn't matter. Ultimately, you can justify your Guzzi purchase by saying a percentage of those parts will be sold on eBay, and you have not bankrupted your family or put yourself at financial risk.
Yes. Because
some of those parts are liquid.
Yes. And I paid a small down payment for my friend Blaine to fulfill his life goal. One of his life goals of getting a Marini 3.5.
And listen, please have some respect. The 3,000 is hurting me, but I have to do it because I put it out there. I mean, at some point I can't have the universe respond to me and then get outbid. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, listen, you want something that's been a lifelong an aspiration for you. Here it is. And the fact that it's $500 more than I want to give for it. I mean, what kind of idiot would lose it for that? I've done that my whole life. Yeah, I'm not ready for the universe to call my bluff. I want to criticize other people for not having enough balls to do this stuff. I don't want to be one who obviously is afforded this opportunity and then can't do it. Andy, you got to get off the phone right now and call that guy. You got to get this set up for me.
Well, let's do it.
All right.
Well, there you have it. A bona fide Moto Marini 3.5 surfacing somehow from an unexpected jumble of ridiculousness. I could have told him earlier in the conversation, but where's the fun in that? But before we count any chickens, I need to go get the damn thing. However, in the next episode, you'll see that my immediate priorities might be drastically out of alignment. And as we've officially hit the halfway point of this season's arc, I'm sure nothing can go wrong. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at Hole in the Head Moto, so drop me a line. Or better yet, subscribe and leave a review on iTunes or wherever you listen. It is super helpful for others to find the show. And on that note, thank you to Pretty Darned Happy and Geek Bobber for the reviews. You guys are awesome. I'm Andy, and until next time, take care.